This is Linda West with Living Live, and I'm here today with Allyson Chavez. I'm really, really excited to talk to her because we just attended an event together, and it was really amazing. But Allyson, why don't you tell the audience what it is that you do?
Well, I'm Allyson Chavez, and I am the Ultimate Prosperity Coach and the Queen of Connection. And what I do is I teach entrepreneurs how to have mental strength. I'm a mental strength coach for entrepreneurs.
We all could use that.
Right?
That's for sure. But how did you get into that? Because that's not something like you're born with.
No, you're not really born with mental strength. I actually got into it because I started my business about 6 years ago and built it to multiple six figures in 2 years. And then because I didn't have mental strength and I let my fears take over, my business collapsed.
Okay.
And so I had to learn the inner workings to outer success. And by doing that, I developed my 5 steps to success without struggle so that I could save other people the agony and the anguish that I went through with a business collapse.
And that's very common, like with people who win the lottery, right? Because they're not mentally prepared. They haven't lived that life. So you were able to somehow discover how you can then turn your mental strength strong enough so that when you next time you made your millions, you would actually keep it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you share with us, well, first of all, you said prosperity coach also.
Yes.
So what does that mean?
So what I realized is that even when we were making as much money as we were, I was filled with a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety, which did not translate to prosperity to me. And I realized that ultimate prosperity is a level of living that's not governed by fear or doubt or lack. And so that's what I aspire to live my life by, with that code, without fear, I mean, we're going to feel fear, but I don't want to be governed by fear.
Right,
and I was governed by it, and I was governed by lack, and I was governed by doubt. And ultimate prosperity to me is having really great relationships, having my connection with God or my higher power really stellar, having the financial means that I want to do what I want, and then being healthy. And those are the 4 cornerstones to prosperity. And when I have all of that, that is ultimate prosperity. And then life just clicks and life just works.
So prosperity isn't just money.
It's not.
So if you look here, I actually wrote a book called
The Year of Fears.
The Year of Fears. Oh, what happened? We're a little bit blurry. There we go. The Year of Fears. In 2015, I faced a fear every single day. And I did that because I had so many fears. And so here you're talking about fear. But what it did for me is it helped me to gain a lot of confidence because I was facing fear so commonly now. You know, it's like every single time something would happen, I would have to face it. And so it gave me that confidence to be able to quickly work through fear and then do a lot of things that just scare me now because they scare me. So it's really changed the way, you know, my mindset, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you're talking about prosperity. I love that because I feel like, you know, by you saying that, it made me realize I do feel that I'm very prosperous. Now, I'm not the richest person on earth. You know, I'm not like bathing in dollars or $100 bills yet.
Right.
You know, but I do have that richness and that prosperity because of fear, being able to face fears and go right through them. So that's awesome. How do you help your clients with that? Like what you help them with?
Well, first I help them to see the possibilities. So we've got to get really clear on what it is they want each of those cornerstones to look like.
Well, clarity, right? Let's talk about that just really quickly because clarity is key to anything.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? When you have a business, if you're not clear, how can I be clear on what you do?
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay, so go on.
Yeah. So we got to get that clarity on what you want and why it matters. You know, and people tell me all the time I want freedom, and I'm like, well, what is that? Everybody wants freedom. Everybody wants time and money freedom. What does that mean? And so many times it's really hard for them to articulate what that means to them. So you know, what does it look like? Why does it matter? What's required? And then we go into, we see the possibilities first so that we can see what is actually out there, because so often we just settle for things and we, you know, that whole adage of you should just be grateful for what you have, which is
F you.
Which is true, but
I rarely say
often,
F you, by the way.
But so often we get into this settling mentality with that. And so, you know, it's really important to be grateful for what you have, but it's even more important to be grateful for what's coming and to be expecting even better things to be coming so that we're not continually settling. And then we got to match the frequency, because everything's energy, and the only way that you get the circumstances that you want is by matching your frequency to the frequency of those circumstances.
Yes.
So we got to learn how to do that. That's a life skill. Knowing how to read and move energy, directing energy, it's a life skill today. It's not woo-woo. There's very practical, science-based application dedication to that. So we got to do that. We got to know the rules. We got to play by the rules. We got to know the universal laws, and then we got to know how to connect with people in an authentic and in a genuine way. And so I teach people those skills to be able to do that, to just live just the ultimate prosperous life that has very little to do with money, but money is part of it. It absolutely is part of it. But having that mental strength behind it is what creates everything.
So true.
Yeah.
I love that. So you mentioned the 5, you said 5.
It's 5 steps to success
5
without
steps.
struggle.
Okay. And those were the 5 steps, right?
Yep, those
okay.
are the
I wanted to
5
make
steps.
sure.
Really
I want to make sure that those were the 5 steps.
Yeah, those are the steps.
I love it because it really is important. You know, life is short. We don't know how long we're going to be here, and so if you can learn to live your life, you know, happy, having the freedom, the real freedom that you've designed for yourself, and you know what it is, because you know, like you said, if it's vague like that, then how can the universe help to conspire for you to give you what it is that you want?
Right. Well, Wallace Wattles said vague longings produce vague results. You
That's
know,
good.
so we're like, oh, if I could just, I just want this. Well, if you can't be really clear, then the universe can't be really clear on what it's going to provide for you.
What was the name? Wattles?
Wallace Wattles. He wrote The
God, I
Science
love
of
that
Getting
name.
Rich
Okay.
in the early 1900s.
Okay.
It's an amazing read. Such a great book.
I almost want to
Life-changing.
change my last name because that is so cute. I like that one.
Wallace Wattles, isn't it great?
Linda Wattles.
Linda Wattles.
I don't know if I want to be waddling
I
down
don't
the
think
street.
that I'd
No.
either.
That's so funny. I love it. Well, how can people contact you?
Well, you can go to my website, AllysonChavez.com. Can I spell it?
Yes,
Because
please. You have
nobody
to.
can spell my name. It's ALLYSON. And Chavez is spelled just like Chavez. CHAVEZ.com. AllysonChavez.com. You can see what I'm all about. And
You're on Facebook,
I'm
on
Facebook,
like all those places.
Allyson Chavez. Yeah.
Yeah, go find her.
I'm on all of those. Yeah. Google me.
Yeah.
I'm right there. Reach out. Send me an email, Allyson@AllisonChavez.com. I wrote a book called The Prosperity Approach.
Okay.
I should have brought it.
You
It's
should
upstairs
have.
in my room. I should have
Did
brought
you
it.
read Prosperity Coach? Prosperous Coach?
Yeah, I'm the ultimate prosperity coach. And the book I wrote is called The Prosperity Approach. So it's
I
all
love it.
about
Okay,
success
cool.
without struggle. Yeah.
It all rhymes with Oach.
Right?
Not Roach, not
Roach.
Coach.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Fantastic. I love it. Well, I want to thank you so much for sitting down here with me and sharing this. I can tell your passion, and that's the thing is, I think once a person finds the thing that they're supposed to be doing, they're passionate about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you just can't stop doing it.
No, I could talk about this all day for days and weeks and months, like always. Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Linda.
She plans it.
Pleasure.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.